I mean, something that always comes up is things like script changes and that, and we had like a few people from Jurassic Park 3 already on the show, but their characters didn't survive to the end and that, so they didn't really get to see sort of many of the changes. I mean, was there sort of like an original ending where, like used like had fist fights with the dinosaurs or anything like that, or did it just sort of wind down to how it was?
I actually am sad that there wasn't a fist fighting dinosaur. 'Cause that's a heck of a suggestion. No, I mean, we went through so many writers and so many different scripts that for a while I had not read the script until like the night before we had our first read through in Hawaii, because they just weren't releasing it. And they just didn't know what to do. They kept going through different changes and they kept hiring different people, and that continued throughout the whole process. The sequence of, if I remember this correctly, and it's been a while, but if the sequence where the Spinosaurus, we're in the cage and it goes off the boat and then we're underwater, that was relatively new to the script prior to us filming that, if I remember correctly. Like there was aspects about that were still being written.
That's quite interesting, because every Jurassic Park film seems to have done that. Like in the first one, the original ending was the raptors just die by the skeleton crushing them, rather than the T-Rex coming in and eating them. And the second one was going to have like pteranodons attacking the helicopter rather than the T-Rex in San Diego. It's quite interesting that in the third one, as you mentioned, they suddenly changed the ending to have the Spinosaurus in the lake.
Yeah, I remember that there was I remember that the pteranodons thing was also something that was added after the first couple. I mean, the parasailing thing always happened. That's how we got on the island. That was, if I remember correctly, that was ubiquitous throughout all of the scripts. Was the parasailing sequence, but the getting picked up by a pteranodon happened a few drafts into us shooting that film.
Do you remember any of the previous scripts, like what happened in those, or have they just been lost in time?
No, I don't. I'm sad to say, but I think it was out of a necessity to be able to adapt.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of changes.
I guess like if you were on set and you suddenly said a line that was in a previous script, they'd be pretty angry. They'd be like, "Why are you saying that line? We got rid of that line."
Dinosaur isn't the movie anymore.
There's no boxing dinosaurs in this version.
Who are you fist fighting right now?
There's no such thing as a turn of the century-osaurus. That doesn't exist.